with Italy or France, for example, because Protestants have a more nature, an attitude that is more aimed at not exaggerating, being satisfied with whatever is needed for you to perform your duty as a Christian. So it's really a different a difference that has divided us, seriously divided us. In the Netherlands until I think maybe until the 1980s, when the church still played an important role. We call that society a pillar society, with two pillars, the Catholic pillar and the Protestant pillar, and along those pillars, society was really divided. There were different schools, different sports clubs, different everything had in every village there was a Protestant version and there was a Catholic version. Catholic and Protestant people would not often even marry together, so that's how the division in churches kept us divided, and that's how the church actually also put a kind of like a brand mark on societies, and giving actually stimulating the differences that we can see in Europe in contemporary culture.
Oh, by the way, still now is Catholic and Protestant people cannot get married each other?
No, it's also that it's not true that it was not possible. It just didn't happen much, because people of the Catholic Church would join in. That they would come to Catholic bars and go to Catholic schools, and so they would always socialize with each other and not with people from the other church. Therefore, those interchurch marriages were rather rare. There's nobody in my family who is married to a Protestant.
And the Catholic people are more rich than Protestant people?
No, that's also not true. Actually, I think in general, if you speak very generally, I think Protestant people are more frugal, so they spend less and less extravagant than Catholic people.
I see.
So actually, Netherlands was very rich in the 17th century.
Catholic and for Protestant church is how the donation fees is the same?
Yes.
Donation amount is the same?
You mean actually, to be honest with you, I don't know exactly what the contribution is in the Protestant church, but if you go really hard, I think it is about, if I'm not mistaken, because I used to work for a very strict Protestant company, Baan, and I believe my colleagues contributed about 10% of their income to the church.
Exactly, I experienced 10% in the States, yes. 10%
right.
of their revenue.
Right, right. But it's not mandatory, but it's kind of suggested. The Catholic Church has about the same amount.
Mm.
But I don't think there are many people who actually donate that share of their income to the church. The Protestant Church does. There are more. I think there are more fanatic Protestant people than there are Catholic people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not true that Protestant people are not rich. No, actually, in the 17th century, that Netherlands was very rich, and at that time, Protestantism was the dominating religion. Mm-hmm. Before Holland became the Netherlands, it was the dominating religion.
Mm-hmm.
And we were very rich, but also kind of frugal, not displaying our wealth so much.
I see.
the houses that you see in Amsterdam, the beautiful houses you see right now were not built as beautiful houses. They were actually just warehouses along the canal, and later on they were rebuilt to live in and become a more of a luxurious residential building. But it was originally just intended as a warehouse.
Nice.
Okay. So moving on, we're jumping through European history and European culture, but I think it is important to also not ignore World War II and World War I, as they had they were kind of a culmination of wars that have been going on for centuries and centuries. But discussing every war is too much. But World War I and World War II, of course, obviously had a big impact on Europe, and ultimately also resulted in the European Union, as Europe was sick and tired and fed up with wars. So it actually led to the convergence of Europe after centuries of constant warfare. So let's look at
you said converge.
Next.
You said converge.
Converge.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. The convergence. Therewith I mean that basically Europe united
Right.
because they could no longer afford to not. It was irresponsible to keep on fighting and have wars
after World War I.
as we have.
After World War I.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, after World War, actually, it is argued, and I think it's also argued in one of the videos that we will see, that basically World War II was a continuation of World War I. World War I never really ended. There was a peace treaty, but that peace treaty was basically the start of the next war. All right, let's have a look at how complicated things were in Europe before World War I started, and how hot it was. There were a lot of conflicts. Europe was divided, and this ultimately, how did World War I started? Of course, there is a reason, but there is a very much deeper background behind why and how World War II happened. World War I happened, sorry, World War II.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日は Ww1 さんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる専門性を持つ英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアーツということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、 実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、各週の午後こういうふうな検証をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料を作成しております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対しても、いろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、Ww1 さんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。